couple things. The first thing I'm going to go over is I kind of briefly touched on it in daily growth today. But here I'm sitting across this guy, from this guy, and his net worth is $500 million. So $500 million. And this is his framework for how he runs his daily life and relationships. This is his framework. This is not him saying, hey, if you're an agent and you want to make $100,000 a year, do this. This is him saying, I'm worth $500 million and this is how I think. So that hit me because I'm like, he operates this way every single day. So what that tells me is that business is not complicated. We just tend to make it super complicated, right? So here's what he told me that was simple, apparently not easy, because I don't know if $500 million is in my future, but he drew a quadrant just like this. Anybody ever see a quadrant? I think Chase has drawn a couple quadrants in his life. And he said, I want you to imagine 4 farm fields. So this is field number 1, field number 2, field number 3, and field number 4. And he said, this is the freshly plowed field. And the freshly plowed field are the opportunities that you have in your life. So you constantly have to be seeking out opportunities in your life. Okay, so think about this as a real estate agent. What do we do to seek out opportunities? What does it look like?
Lead gen, make calls.
Relationship.
Lead gen, make calls, relationships. By the way, do the relationships have to just be with buyers and sellers?
No.
Where do other opportunities come from? What other types of relationships?
Our friends.
People you know.
Friends, people you know, vendors, like being a connector
People we buy
of
from.
people. Like an opportunity might be like someone calls you and says, I need a new roof. Do you know someone? Well, yeah, I've got this guy over here. Let me connect you guys. Like you're being the connector and the opportunity is in the relationship that you're fostering. So that's what relationships look like. And they're opportunities. That's what opportunities look like. Now in his world, the opportunities might look a little different. It might be like, what's the next business I'm going to buy? But that funnels all the way down to who's the important person that I can get in a relationship with that knows that business, who is the important person that owns that business, and that's how he's filtering it. So he's filtering it the same way we would filter it, just different results, right? And then you move over to the next field, which is recently planted. So what does recently planted mean? These are people that are on your radar. So how do you know if they should be on your radar?
The mayor campaign.
Mayor campaign.
The mayor campaign. What's the mayor campaign?
You or someone you know who's looking to buy or sell real estate. Do you have somebody you can refer to?
Yeah. So Mark gave a version of it. Like, hey, do you have an agent that you're currently working with? Is basically what you're trying to figure out. And then the goal is to say, can I stay in touch with you as it pertains to real estate? So that's how you put them on your radar. Or on your radar might be, how can this add value to the people in my world? So if this is go back to the roofer example. Like if they're a great roofer or a great contractor, they're honest, they're hardworking, and they perform, that's probably someone that you want on your radar to connect with other people. So you then become the central hub for all your relationships. You guys tracking me? Okay, then we go down to this field, and it's the growing field. And this is spending time with. So what do we mean by spending time with? What could that mean? Nurture? So does spending time with mean that you have to physically be spending time with them? What is it? What do you think it means? Connecting, spending time on, right? Learning about them, checking in on them, spending time with them face to face if you can, if they're a valuable person, right? And so he was walking through what that looks like for him. He's like, hey, I'm traveling all the time. I have people that I've identified that are in my growing field. And when I'm in that town, I'm finding some way to have coffee, have lunch, connect. I'm literally coming a day early and I'm leaving a day late because I need the time to go and tend the growing field in that area. So how are you treating your time as it pertains to the growing field? And then the last one is the harvest. That's obvious, right? What's the harvest?
Right now, business, right now, opportunities.
It's business. It's what you're harvesting. It's what's generating revenue. Here's the big piece, though, that I took from it. I wrote down in my notes, and I asked myself the question, how many weeds am I planting? What is a weed? What do you think a weed is?
It's an infection.
Something that doesn't get you closer to your goal.
Yeah, and so when you're farming, when you have a lot of weeds in your field, the more weeds you have, the more work you have to do and the less result you get. Right? Because you have to go spend all that time getting rid of the weeds, and then those weeds took up a ton of room, so then the harvest is less fruit. So my question is, to myself, is as I'm looking for opportunities, am I actually planting or letting weeds come into my world? So for you guys, that's relationships that aren't producing any value. So someone who's never going to buy or sell, someone who's never going to refer you, their best friend is an agent, their sister is an agent, their, I don't know, they just say they hate buying real estate, they're never going to buy it, and they're never going to refer you, they don't even want to hear from you, whatever. Like, how many people in our world, I know we went through this when we did our CRM cleanse, right? We had how many people in nurture, and then all of a sudden that number shrunk down to 10%. Because we had a ton of people in there that were weeds, that we were watering, spending time with, spending energy on. And then we go to harvest, and we pull all these things out, and they're worth nothing. Nothing to our world. So, all right, so now I'm going to give you the other piece of this that I was like, oh my gosh, this is how I offer value. How am I going to water my growing field? So how am I going to take my recently planted people and how am I going to water it to where it produces more? So now, not only am I not growing weeds, but now I'm going to multiply the quality of the harvest. So how do I do that? And he gave me one really good idea. Do you think anybody has it on, or what's the percentage of people that you think have on their future vision of having a net worth of $10 million or $9 million at any time in their life? What do you think the percentage is?
1%.
Less.
1%. Do you think that's probably right? Okay. So if I were to walk someone through, and maybe the shock factor initially would be, hey, if I could show you a way to have a net worth of $9 million, would that change your life or your family's life trajectory? Would it?
Yeah.
Okay, can I show you guys how to have a net worth of $9 million? All of you can have a net worth of $9 million, and it takes 30 years to do it. Okay? So, by the way, like, I'm 46, I almost said 47. 46. I'm 46. 30 years from now, that puts me at what? 76. Okay. But between now and 76, if I go from a net worth of 500,000 to $1 million to 2 million to 3 million to eventually 10 million, do you think that that's going to improve my life over the next 30 years?
Yes.
And then when I finally kick the bucket and I check the box and I'm gone, do you think it will improve my family's life because I went down that path?
Yes.
Okay. So I would venture to say that everyone in this room wants to go after having a net worth of $10 million. Okay? So do you think it's hard?
Yes.
Okay. What if I told you it wasn't? And what if I told you, if you teach this to people, you will turn them into future business? Who wants to know what it is? I do. You guys all dying?
Yeah, let's go, come on.
If,
How much do I have to write? Is there a fast track?
if today you start to invest $257 into the S&P 500 every month, after 30 years it'll be worth $1 million. So $257 a month, every month it will be worth $1 million in 30 years. Then, if you buy 5 properties over the next 10 years, which takes between $130,000 and $170,000 down, because you can leverage low down payment programs.
Over next what?
So $130,000 to $170,000 down. So what that means is, let's say it's $130,000, okay? That means that someone needs to come up with $13,000 down every 2 years, or $17,000 down every 2 years on the low end. Okay, so this is considering like low end. If they want to continue to move up, that number may change a little bit. But if they just look for investment properties and they start to buy investment properties, which would change it down a little bit. But if you buy a personal residence, $130,000 down, and you hold on, you keep it. So after you live in it, you keep it. That's worth $7.8 million in 30 years. So 7.8 plus your $1 million in the S&P 500 puts you at $8.8 million after 30 years. And let me ask you a question. If you had someone who bought a house from you every 2 years because they wanted to execute on this plan, and by the way, you can spread it out over 15 years if they want to spread it out over every 3 years. If you had someone do that, would that bless your business?
Yes.
And if you helped them do that, would that bless their life?
Yes.
That is how you can water your recently planted people in the growing field and create and multiply the harvest. That was one of his examples. Because I was like, well, how do you multiply that? Like, other than just a regular touch program. And he's like, well, what if you could turn one transaction into 10? Here's how you would do it. Because you would say, would it change your life to have a net worth of $9 million? Who's going to say no to that? And then when they say yes, it would change my life, you paint the picture of what that looks like, and then you show them the path to do it. And then you show them how buying real estate is the path for them to create $7.8 million worth of net worth in their lifetime. All right.
Can you repeat what you said about how many properties?
10.
5 properties. You said 5 properties.
Or sorry,
Next.
five properties in 10 years. Okay, it would be worth $7.8 million after 30. So you could spread it out over 15 years, 5 properties in 15 years, or 5 properties in 17 years. It will just lower the compounding rate of appreciation. But that compounding rate of appreciation is what gives you the $7.8 million. By the way, like, everybody in here want to invest $257 a month? Just in the S&P 500, just that alone, it's worth $1 million. Okay. What are you guys thinking? What are you hearing? When you look at this, what ahas did you have? Are you already doing it? Do you already think like this?
Like us to get started right away.
Yeah. 100%. Get started right away. What would be holding you back?
My age.
What'd you say?
My age.
Your age. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Because I've thought about this and about the investing. I'm like, oh, it's too late for me. I'm 50.
Okay.
But hearing it now, hearing the way you described it, 30 years, I would be 80.
Okay.
I don't even know if there's any women who have lived to 80 in my family.
Okay.
But that would be kind of dope.
And you'll be the first one,
That's
Ty.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
If
what,
I was
like-
like 80 with $7 million, that would be so fire.
And along the way, like you said, like it's not like.
And it just
it's not
improves as it goes.
visibility.
100%, because as you acquire properties, so let's say you have, so it's 5 and 10 years, so let's say you have 3 in the next 6 years, right? Do those just sit there and do nothing?
Now they appreciate.
They appreciate, but what else do they do?
Could bring me some rental income.
They bring you monthly income.
Yeah.
And so if you have 10 and they're making on average $1,000 a month after 10 years, so you're only 10 years into your plan, you still got 20 years left to get that net worth. What happens? How much are you making? You're bringing in $1,000 a month,
I don't do math.
positive cash flow on 10 properties.
$10,000.
You bring in $10,000 a month.
Yeah,
After 10 years, would $10,000 a month benefit you?
absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
And then let's say that the appreciation happened and 80 and then you, at some point, check out, like everybody's gonna check out.
Croak.
Yeah, like, are you, would it be a horrible thing to bless your family?
Absolutely not,
Okay.
no, that'd be awesome.
So, and the better question is would this bless other people's lives? Like, could you teach this to other people in your world, and even if they get to 2 properties instead of 10, they're better off because of it.
How do you get, okay, so just, cause I'm always thinking like the logistics of it all, $130,000 down, most people don't have that just sitting
That's
around.
over the course of 10 years on all the properties. And that's assuming that they're doing a low down payment on a primary residence.
I was saying, remember they're buying it as a primary.
So they go buy a primary and they put money down,
Right,
right? And then they move out of that primary, go buy another primary, and now they rent this one.
I see,
And they use a low down payment to buy this one, then they live in that one.
okay.
And then and every 2 years, they're moving into a new property. So it is a bit of a sacrifice,
Mhm.
but that sacrifice compounds into a pretty massive number.
Or they could pull a line from their house, use the line to buy the
Yeah.
investment.
Yeah, if you wanted to just straight up buy an investment property, correct?
Remember, better interest rates lower down on primary, so.
Yeah, their interest rates lower down on primaries. By the way, this is, I think, a great conversation to have with the younger generation that all think they can't get into it.
Yeah.
Have their first one be a duplex,
Yeah.
right? House hacking. And then they have, what's the book, The Defining Decade? Is that the book?
Yes.
Basically, The Defining Decade talks about all the decisions you make between 20 and 30 define the way the rest of your life is gonna go. Now, it doesn't dictate the way it's gonna go, but it does define it. And so how many of your clients have children or kids that are 18, 19, 20, 21 that you could gift that book to and then impart that knowledge on and put a plan together with them and get the parents involved and have the parents help put a down payment on their first house and get the domino started. Like if you had 10 people that you helped do that, that's 100 transactions in the next 10 years that you get to close. Okay, what else? Other than I think I'm too old, because you're not. Mike?
Just on the younger kid point that you just brought up, when it's amazing when I see applications for people that are in their early to mid 30s and they bought a home when they were 20 to 24. It's amazing how far financially ahead they are than somebody who's buying a first home at 33. Like it's night and day difference in their net worth and their financial stability at that point. It's unbelievably different when you wait that 10 to 12 years.
Well, that's just like getting back to the net worth of a person that owns versus rents.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, if you can find all your clients or your kids, encourage them to buy between 20 and 25. They'll be so far ahead of their peers by the time they're 35. It will be shocking.
And there's ways to make it affordable. I mean, I know that the home prices are different from when I was in my 20s and bought my first house. But I remember my first rate was like 9%.
Yeah.
It was up there when I was 21. And I think I paid $165, $170 for the house. Doesn't matter, it was expensive, but I rented my rooms out. Like the smart kids in their early 20s, like you're not tied down, you're right, you're not, which means you can rent your rooms out. You can have buddies live with you, you can have them pay $500, $600, $700, $800 a month.
You can even buy together.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't have done that. No way. No, but you can buy together.
Well, and just reminding these kids that, guys, rent keeps going up, right? So if they buy, that's what it is forever. So when you bought and your payment was
Whatever it was.
$800 or whatever it was, right? Like, that seemed expensive at the time, but now if we all had an $800 mortgage, like, you know.
I sold a house out of desperation because my payment was $1,700 a month and I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
back, what, like, it
Well,
was
and that, yeah.
a while ago, but like, I was all on my own, and, like, it just, here's the benefit though, is there was equity in it. So it actually propelled me financially forward and put me in a better position, and then I bought a different house and just kept moving up the rung. But without having bought, I would have had rent at $12 or $1,300, and I wouldn't, like, oh, I can't afford this, I gotta go rent something different. Financially, I didn't benefit, because I had nothing to sell, I have nothing of value. So, yeah, of course, getting in early is gonna help. How can you be that person for your clients' children? And by the way, if you offer that, not only are you watering, you're finding new opportunities to plant in their children, but you're watering the relationship with the clients that you have that have children. You're becoming their advisor. What else? Any other last burning thoughts that anybody wants to get off their chest? Cool. Well, then let's move to gratitude. Who or what are you grateful for? Let's go with John. Let's go. You want to go? Okay. And then who's up on Zoom? You want to call someone? So let's go Megan first, then John, and then who's on Zoom?
Let's go Tracy.
Tracy on Zoom.
Okay, I just want to say how grateful I am to Becky for me being gone. It was amazing, and I checked in, so I was like, I just saw an email, it's like, stop checking your email, and it was so great. And I know a ton of other people on the team helped out and kept things light for her and did some things, so thank you to everyone who helped while I was gone. It made it.
Were you able to check out?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Sweet.
it's great.
That's awesome. Time to check back in.
It's Monday.
All the agents are like, all right.
I am grateful, well, I'm actually grateful that you shared that, what you just shared, but I'm grateful for family and just the way that things work out. Didn't feel great Friday, and somehow all my plans seemed to like kind of fizzle away, which was good because then I could rest up, so grateful for that.
Cool. Are you back in full force today?
Yeah, oh, 100%,
Good
yeah.
job. Sweet. All right, and then Tracy, who or what are you grateful for?
Oh, she's gone now.
Okay.
Let's go, Matt. Then.
Matt, who or what are you grateful for?
I've got a lot to be grateful for. So today I'm going to choose to give my gratefulness to some family I have back in California. It's a cousin of my mother-in-law referred me a deal, so I'm grateful for him for keeping me in mind here in Idaho.
Sweet.
So Uncle Leon, grateful for Uncle Leon.
Awesome. All right, guys, that's it.